सुनो सुनो कहानी सुनो, अक्कड़ बक्कड़ बम्बे दो, मेरी कहानी तुम ले लो. Hello and namaste from Monisha and
Arif.
Before we start our story today, we wanted to ask you a question. Do you know what a sutradhar is? Well, for most of you, sutradhar means narrator or storyteller. But sutradhar actually comes from the puppet world. It literally means a holder of strings. And the reason we're telling you this is because 21st March was World Puppet Day. Today's story, we're going to use all the puppets we have at home to narrate the story. And we hope that you do at home. But in case you don't have puppets, make them. There are enough YouTube videos and Google Mata to share how to. And we hope you make them and you share them and do them with your friends and family. This story is a Bengali folk tale by one of our favorite authors and storytellers, Jiva Raghunath. So let's start. And how do all stories begin?
Once upon a time, long, long ago.
Once upon a time, long, long ago, there lived a king, King Pitambar. King Pitambar was sitting one day in his royal court, listening to the royal musicians play classical music for everyone. When suddenly the chief minister rushed in, extremely upset, shouting,
Sir, my dear majesty.
What has happened, chief minister? Why are you so upset?
Gandharv Sen is dead. We
What?
are doomed.
What? Say that again. Who's dead?
Gandharv Sen.
Gandharv Sen is dead! Oh no! How can this be? We shall declare 5 days of national mourning. Everyone, musicians, stop! Everyone leave the court. I have to mourn now. And he rushed out of the royal court to the palace to his queen. The queen saw him, started to smile. My king! And he said, Stop! Queen, stop! I am not in a happy mood. I have terrible news. What happened, my king? What happened? Gandharv Sen is dead. Gandharv Sen is dead? Oh no! How could this happen, my king? I must go into mourning now. And she rushed into the chambers, the queen's chambers, extremely upset, crying. Now all the maids who took care of the queen came running to her saying, Your Majesty, my queen, what's the matter? Why are you so upset? Why are you crying? And the queen said, Oh, I have terrible news. Gandharv Sen is dead. Now, hearing this, all the maids started crying. They were like, No, Gandharv Sen is dead. Oh no, how could this happen? This is tragedy. It's tragic news. Except for one. Now, this brave little maid was a curious maid and she wanted to know who Gandharv Sen is. So she went to the queen and said, My dear queen, don't be angry. I know you're very upset, but I just want to know who Gandharv Sen is. Don't ask me. I know you're very upset, my queen. I don't want to upset you more. But is he a famous king from another land? Is he a royal family member? Or maybe he's the king's best friend? We want to know. We want to mourn for him. The queen, wiping her tears, said, I don't know. I don't know who Gandharv Sen is. The maid said, what, my queen? You don't know who Gandharv Sen is? Shouldn't you go to the king and ask him? Oh, yes, the king told me the bad news. We should go ask him. So the queen rushed to the king to ask who Gandharv Sen is. Now the king was extremely upset and sad. And the queen went to him gently and said, my dearest beloved, I know you are very upset and I don't want to upset you anymore. But I got to ask you this question. Who is Gandharv Sen? And the king, he said, I don't know. So the queen was a bit surprised. My king, you don't know who Gandharv Sen is? So he said, no, I don't know. The chief minister came rushing into the court today very upset and shouting, Gandharv Sen is dead. And I was so upset to hear the news, I declared 5 days of national mourning. So the queen was a bit stumped. She said, my dearest king, shouldn't we find out who Gandharv Sen is? For the reason we are doing a national mourning for him? For 5 days, we should at least know who he is. So the wise king said, I think you are right, my queen. We should call the chief minister and find out who Gandharv Sen is. So he called for the chief minister to come to the palace. And the chief minister rushed in and he said, Chief Minister, who is Gandharv Sen?
Sir, don't ask me, Your Majesty. I don't know.
What? You don't know who Gandharv Sen is?
Yes, I don't know. The general came with the sad news and said it in a really sad voice.
And
he said and he was crying.
And you came and told me Gandharv Sen is dead without knowing who it is?
Yes.
You better go find out from the general of my army who Gandharv Sen is.
Yes, Your Majesty.
So the chief minister rushed to the general of the army to ask who Gandharv Sen is.
General, yes sir. Who is this Gandharv Sen you told me in the morning? Sir, I don't know, sir. Let me find out, sir. What? You don't know? Yes, sir. The head of the police, the head of the army told me, sir. Then you better go and find out now. Yes, sir.
And the general of the army rushed to the soldier, the head of the soldiers, to find out who Gandharv Sen was.
Head of the army, who is this Gandharv Sen you told me about this morning? Sir, I don't know, sir. What? You don't know? Yes, sir. My wife told me about him. And that's it, sir. Then you better go to your wife and find out now.
And so the head of the soldiers rushed home to his wife, who was busy washing her dishes and singing this song. La 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 ram pam pam ram pam pam re बर्तन में धोऊं सुबह और शाम को रम पम पम रे मामा रे.
Radha.
What is it?
Who is this Gandharv Sen you told me this morning? The king wants to know.
Gandharv Sen? I don't remember telling you anything about any Gandharv Sen.
Don't you remember you told me this morning? It was so urgent you were crying and telling me.
Gandharv
morning?
Gandharv Sen. Oh yes, Gandharv Sen. It is terrible news. Terrible, I tell you, my dear husband. It was told to me by the washerwoman. She is still crying in the banks of the Ganga River.
Who is this Gandharv Sen?
Well, I don't know who Gandharv Sen is. She said Gandharv Sen is dead and she's been crying all day near the Ganga River. How do I know who she is or who Gandharv is?
So now let's go to the washing lady and find out who this Gandharv Sen is.
Alright, we will go to the washerwoman and find out who Gandharv Sen is. Let's go. And they both went to the washerwoman's, who was sitting at the, I said, who was sitting in the banks of the Ganga River and asked the question. But the washerwoman was crying. My Gandharva is gone. My Gandharva is gone.
Dear washing lady, is this Gandharv Sen of yours your husband? Or who is he?
Don't be upset, my friend washerwoman. I know you're very upset, but please tell us who Gandharv Sen is.
Is he your husband?
No, he is not my husband.
Then who is he?
Oh, you really want to know who Gandharv Sen is?
Yes, the king wants to know.
The king wants to know about my Gandharv Sen?
Yes, he does.
My Gandharv Sen is my donkey!
What? It's your donkey? What should I tell the general? To tell the chief minister? To tell the king? To tell the queen?
I don't know, said his wife, and they both fainted. Oh. So we hope you really like the story and have fun doing it at home. Do like and give us your feedback, and we'll see you next time, tomorrow that is. Until then, suno suno kahani suno, akkad bakkad bambe do, meri kahani tum le lo. Bye, see you tomorrow.